Little Valeria thought she wasn't smart enough. Little Valeria just wanted to live her best life. And I feel represented by all your stories. They try to be, I listen to phone calls, email messages, social media every single day, and this is what I hear. What other option if I don't have the money to pay for something else? The truth is, not many in this state. There is a small program, the Opportunity Scholarship. This program is serving a very small road to Carson City, which is where our state center is located, and defended our schools are long. This program serves only low income. I wrote her name and I get a little bit nervous, Maria Peña. She told me that her kid was asked the story, she just left defeated. So her kid remained, she's doing virtual school, and I agree this fight for this for a very long time. But if we don't unite, get together, like probably Scott, but it's a story of all communities. Many communities are suffering because if I work for this organization, they were going to be able to help you, but the reality is that it is. And the teachers union gets involved in decisions that are beyond the state. There's no one Democrat that will get unelected. So with the issue of freedom, we're going to continue staying dead last in education in the state as we have. We're fighting every single day. The only reason I'm here sharing my stories because I have the rest of our speakers. But thank
you. Leader and champion on school choice. He's the chair of the School Choice Caucus in the Senate. He is
Are you all excited to be here today?
Yes.
I gotta say, I was listening to Valeria speak and I was like, because the story of America really is the Valeria story.
Right.
It is in a house, loves their kids more than they love themselves, and about their futures. We stand on the side of right, and we should be proud not just to stand right by your future. And the truth is, Brother Valeria is your mom. I was talking to the police officer in the airport. He says 120 degrees is high. I want to have back after an 8-hour day for not much money to clean her own house and to cook her food for her family. I will say this, and I'll say it clearly. Well, I am a tremendous fan of the legislation that I helped co-sponsor. My story is kind of similar to Valeria's story. I went to 4 different elementary schools by the 4th grade. Because there's something transient about poverty. You move a lot. Anybody relate to that story? You know what I'm saying? And faith unlocks that door. And she also believed that you have to encourage your kids. You have to zip code for much of my young days. But the only people fluent, you choose not the house first, you choose the school district, and then you find the house for their kids. We have to change that. We have to have a elective up on being an educated person because it just didn't seem like that was possible. She graduated cum laude. I graduated. I've learned along the way, coming to God. That's all I got. But so free to be anything you want to be. That's what the $10 billion of tax credit does. It provides. And so I memorized the percentage that is. Terrible. It's not disappointing. It's to understand faith and country. Who understands voice because they're committed to the cause of children maximizing their potential. And service over self. I just wish there was a who's paid a high price. West Point or someplace. Someone who's there is such a perfectly on the issue that will decide or if you attract
the man who is known nationally as being one of the greats. Let me tell you why education enough to prioritize it for me. And what that looked like? I might be the only one in this broad spectrum of what different venues or types of education look like. One of the most important moments in my life, my father held me back. He said, "Son, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you about something." And so my sibling matters for whether or not you can go to college. And he had planted, not Catholic, basically castle-like buildings that were before high school. He said, "Son, the signatory on any student loans." And just a few months after 9/11, as I was a senior in high school, before I showed up there. I'd never seen the campus before. First time to New York, but also helped me focus on that, put me in a position, and actually tomorrow it'll be different. Things were going fine. The governor had our youngest son was regressing in his ability to communicate. We thought about it, we prayed about it, and we decided, let's wait and see how. And my wife had especially been paying attention to lead on that. And as we started to see, more and more, I didn't really have any way I could promise her that I could help carry that load. But I'm here to support you. So as a parent, we have a position. It's just not possible for a lot of families to be able to do that. It's out there, and it is disgusting what our state legislature has done to you, as Senator Scott said. Without the education that that there's not more children that have those choices. Freeing up a little bit more. This issue is, it was far from my mind. But when Joe Biden came in office right after he was shot at us, it was a direct shot at our children, leader. And Senate Republicans will bring this bill to the floor for a vote.
We do.
Doesn't beat me at all.
I was thinking Jet versus White Horse. I had to pause for a moment and say,
This is not my campaign. This is our campaign. This is not my issue. This is our issue. This is not my. I'm a grassroots guy who's only here because, and that's all we ever hear is their voice. And so I want to be a voice into the community to tell your story. If you want to be a part of this mission with us, we'll do this together. We will win the Senate race together, and we together will pass.
Some of the statistics will be about it. I'm sure you're all up here, but I just want to mention it one more time. So, Senators Tim Scott mentioned school choice is a bipartisan. We know that statistics our kids are falling behind the cracks, but if we look at if you look at math, it gets worse. 33% for elementary are proficient, 23% for middle school, and 19% for high school. This month, 2024, we have a teacher tour to cover needs school choice too, and these programs would create and diversify the educational system, in ways that we have never seen. It's a very small program. It's $6.6 million per year, serving 1800,000 students. If they don't work, they don't continue opening their doors. And guess what happened? They're doing a great job. Long ways. The Opportunity Scholarship is on there. That this program is only for wealthy kids. And she went in, is a sitting legislator. She said this program is only serving rich kids. I pulled up the rest of the year. But if you go and look at the report, actually the kids that are being served, a family of 4 does not make more than $55,000 a year. I had enough, and I'm done being quiet and being polite. Anytime that they lie about these programs and who is serving, I will continue fighting.
Ready to share their stories with us. We're so appreciative that you're here today. You've got a microphone here. I think Diane was sitting in the first. All right. Yeah.
You won't know how important this is to us unless you know our story. And my story begins when my daughter was in high school. After 5 months of taking her to Stillman, it left me with thousands of dollars of credit card debt. And we passed through that, and I can't do this anymore. Something has to be done. I started looking for different options. I remember him coming home, doesn't understand what they're being taught. I tried to get involved. I was volunteering at the school, and still, the same teachers were tutoring him, and that there was going to be a scholarship for school at a private school. But prior to that, I would find myself crying. I had to drag him out of the house to get him to school. Something inside of me just vibrated. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my opportunity. I've been praying. I hear little steps coming to the room, opens the door, and I have to go to private school. And the school, in prayer, they came up with the same name. So I knew it was God intervention. It's a joy I couldn't, I was just so excited. And Mrs. Ashley was supposed to. He was a honor roll. He wanted to join sports. And he just started thriving. And he has been able to finish in private school. And he's now going to be a graduate of UNLV this December. He will be the first of our generation to be able to go to college. Thank you. I'm trying not to cry, but I need you to know our story because it's so important. It means so much to us. The importance to be able to give that education, to give them that choice, to give them that wings to be able to fly and have the career they want to be, not because of the zip code that we're stuck. It's why, and the support that we are giving you. Thank you for being our champion.
I'm so excited to be here. It's a great opportunity, Paul, to yourself and put this together. I'll simply say that your stories are the stories that change America. You can't tell a story about the power of education that isn't the story. You can't do it better than you just done.
Hello, my name is Gabriela Escudero, and I am a woman of God. I'm a business owner, I'm a wife, and I have 4 beautiful children whom I homeschool. And I want to share a little bit about my homeschooling story. Captain Sam Brown, we have a very similar story. I did not know that about you. I did actually write it down because I want to be intentional about it. Okay, so today I am here to speak to you about my homeschooling experience. I was raised in Las Vegas, Nevada, and 4-year-old. They went to public school. They also went to a charter school. Then they went to a micro school. And I want to say they went to a private school, but they didn't. Because, unfortunately, we did not have the resources needed at that time, specifically with 4 children. And I decided that I was going to, no matter to take on this beautiful opportunity. And God truly took us through a journey. I was nervous to homeschool due to the lack of resources. I looked like crazy for grants. I was there. I would cry. I would kick, and I was just so upset because I cannot find anything. And then I decided, you know what? It's fine. We're just going to go ahead and do it. We have nothing to lose. We learn how to overcome obstacles. They support you, and some of them are going to say things like, your kids are not socialized. He has more than caught up on algebra and has started his business, making videos for cars and other awesome ideas. She was set back by such a trying time in our life, in everyone's life. And now she can read, multiplication, division, all of it. So it's just to everyone, and she is heard and help. I need my kids to do okay. My parents came from Mexico. They came here for the American to be responsible and take action. Even though I was not financially ready, I was opportunity. But I'm not here for that. I'm not sharing these stories for me. I'm sharing these stories for whoever can hear these stories, for the people that you guys will meet. And please know that you have my full support. Anything that I can do, please. He would tell me all these things, and I'm like, where did you learn that? And he would say, school. When I realized his education was from another state. And I was like, parents.
United States, I thank you for helping America live up to our highest ideal. If we invest our time, our energy in pursuit of excellence, I think we'll get it for all the kids who deserve it. God does not, because our kids are the future of this nation. Thank you for your time.